Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Teresa Giudice desperate to make peace to save Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa Giudice is reportedly desperate and willing to do anything to save Real Housewives of New Jersey amid cancellation rumors. The Bravo reality TV show went on hiatus after a disastrous season 14. The women couldn't even be in the same room together to film a reunion special. Rumors have continued to swirl for months that the show will either be cancelled outright or rebooted with an all-new cast, like the Real Housewives of New York. How far will the OG star go to save the show? She's reportedly so worried about the future of the show that she's willing to set aside her feud with her brother and his wife. Teresa Giudice desperate to make peace to save Real Housewives of New Jersey. Teresa Giudice addressed her longtime feud with her sister-in-law Melissa Gorga. When asked if she would consider burying the hatchet, she said, "Never say never." Change of heart comes amid rumors that Bravo is filming season 15 of Real Housewives of New Jersey with an all-new cast and none of the season 14 stars. Melissa and Joe Gorga are on the outs with Teresa Giudice again. The family members previously made amends and attempted to film the show together. Truce didn't last long and Melissa and Teresa weren't speaking at the time of the season 14 finale. Instead of Bravo's traditional reunion episode to end the season on a good note, the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast was split into two groups to watch the season's final episode together. A source close to production told OK! Magazine that Teresa Giudice is worried and desperate to return to Real Housewives of New Jersey. This is absolutely someone who despises her brother and Melissa, but realizing she might not have a job, she is considering throwing in the towel and making amends with them, the source claimed. The insider added, "But money talks, as does the risk of losing her prominent status on the show and her fame from it. So she's making it known she more or less will do anything she needs to do to remain on the show." Bravo put Real Housewives of New Jersey on pause for the immediate future. In the meantime, fans can watch Teresa and Gia Giudice on Season 4 of Fox's Special Forces, World's Toughest Test. The new season premieres on Thursday, September 25th. Not to be outdone, Melissa Gorga is also starring in a new reality TV show. She's part of the Housewives stars on Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition. The spin-off premieres on Bravo on Tuesday, October 14th. The show features 4 Real Housewives stars swapping lives with non-celebrities for a week. For more than a decade, Teresa Giudice has been the fiery centerpiece of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. From table-flipping moments to explosive family feuds, Teresa has given Bravo some of its most iconic reality TV scenes. But now, whispers in the Garden State suggest that the longtime Real Housewives of New Jersey star is in desperation mode, not for another fight but to finally make peace. And the reason might be bigger than personal healing. According to insiders, Teresa may be realizing that her very future on the franchise could depend on it. A housewife under pressure. Season after season, Teresa has commanded attention, whether fans loved her for her loyalty to family or criticized her for her stubbornness and grudges. But the most recent seasons of Real Housewives of New Jersey have been marked by an exhausting loop: Teresa's never-ending war with Melissa Gorga, her sister-in-law, and the strained bond with her brother Joe Gorga. Bravo executives have reportedly grown wary of the franchise being consumed by a single storyline. The family feud has drawn viewers in droves, but it has also left the show feeling stale for some fans. Social media chatter has made it clear: viewers either want resolution or they want something new. That leaves Teresa at a crossroads. Does she continue to dig in her heels, or does she take the uncharacteristic route of peace to prove she can still bring fresh energy to the show? The Giudice legacy. Teresa has built her entire brand around being a fighter. From navigating her legal troubles to raising her 4 daughters with strength and resilience, her Real Housewives of New Jersey identity is all about never backing down. Yet ironically, the very fire that made her a household name could now jeopardize her place in Bravo's lineup. Rumors suggest producers are restructuring the cast, exploring shakeups that might see OGs like Teresa pushed into reduced roles if they cannot evolve. For Teresa, whose fame and business empire are tied directly to her housewife's visibility, losing her spot as the queen bee of New Jersey would be unthinkable. And so, for the first time in years, the possibility of Teresa extending an olive branch is not only on the table, it may be the only way forward. Teresa's peace offering? Sources close to production hint that Teresa has floated the idea of hosting a family healing retreat, something she once scoffed at when others suggested therapy or sit-downs. This time, however, she seems more open, especially if cameras are rolling. Imagine the Bravo spectacle. Teresa and Melissa sitting across from each other with a professional mediator, both trying to air decades of grievances. Would it be messy? Absolutely. Would it be ratings gold? Without question. And most importantly for Teresa, it would allow her to rewrite her narrative from combative matriarch to someone striving for growth. It wouldn't be easy. Teresa has built years of resentment toward Melissa, accusing her of tearing the family apart and questioning her loyalty. Melissa, in turn, has called out Teresa's controlling behavior and refusal to take accountability. Even Joe Gorga, once his sister's staunch defender, has openly admitted he feels exhausted by the dynamic. Still, the public's appetite for reconciliation is undeniable. Through all, Bravo history shows that when housewives bury the hatchet even temporarily, it reignites fan interest in a way that endless screaming matches cannot. Or growth. Critics will argue that Teresa's sudden willingness to talk peace isn't genuine, that it's a strategic move to protect her paycheck. And maybe there's truth to that. But others say even if Teresa's motives are rooted in self-preservation, the outcome could be meaningful. After years of harsh headlines, Teresa has been enjoying a softer chapter in her personal life thanks to her marriage to Luis Ruelas. She frequently posts about their blended family and appears calmer in interviews compared to her fiery past. Could Luis be encouraging her to settle the score with Melissa and Joe once and for all? Or is this just another housewives' illusion, where the peace lasts until the next dinner party confrontation? Fans weigh in. Fan forums and social media reveal a deep divide. Some argue that Teresa is Real Housewives of New Jersey, and without her the show simply wouldn't work. They believe any peace offering is a savvy way for her to secure her legacy and keep the franchise alive. Others, however, are skeptical, accusing her of being manipulative and incapable of true forgiveness. Tweets flood in with fans debating. If Teresa and Melissa actually make up, Real Housewives of New Jersey will finally feel fresh again. This is fake. Teresa doesn't want peace, she wants control. I'll believe it when I see it. But if she pulls it off, she's a reality TV genius. Conflicting reactions prove one thing. No matter what she does, Teresa keeps people talking. Bravo's gamble. Behind the scenes, Bravo faces its own dilemma. Letting go of Teresa would be a risky move. She is synonymous with Real Housewives of New Jersey, and her presence guarantees headlines. But networks also know when to pivot, and they've done it before with other Housewives franchises. If Teresa follows through on peace, it could buy her more seasons as the star of the show. If she refuses and the feud with Melissa keeps dominating storylines, executives might finally call time on the Giudice Gorga saga. The road ahead. For Teresa Giudice, making peace might not come naturally. But reality TV isn't about comfort, it's about reinvention. If she can shift gears, soften her image, and show Bravo she's willing to grow, she could cement her place in Housewives history as not just the table flipper but also the woman who healed her family in front of millions. Whether this peace attempt is real or just another calculated storyline, one thing is certain: fans will tune in. Because in New Jersey, no matter how desperate or dramatic things get, Teresa Giudice always knows how to keep us watching. Final thought. Teresa's desperation may stem from a looming threat to her Real Housewives of New Jersey crown, but it also presents a rare opportunity. The audience has seen her at her lowest, her angriest, and her fiercest. Perhaps now it's time to see her at her most vulnerable, the Teresa who admits she needs peace not just for ratings but for herself and her family. If she pulls it off, it could be the plot twist of the decade. If she doesn't, it could mark the end of an era in Bravo history. Either way, one truth remains. In the world of reality TV, Teresa Giudice will never stop fighting, whether it's for her family, her fans, or her future on The Real Housewives of New Jersey.